Brian, we continue to watch that developing situation, and now look in south in Joplin, Missouri, where hundreds are still unaccounted for after the monster tornado hit there. That devastation pegged to be in the billions, and the recovery for that town will take years. Let's take you there live right now and bring in NBC's Jay Gray, who is in the middle of it all. Jay, you've been surveying the damage there. You can see all of the decimated buildings and vehicles behind you. Tell us what it's like on the ground.
So it's unexplainable in so many senses. It is amazing to see the intensity and power of the tornado. Look at this debris, and this is the kind of mess that all of these search and rescue teams are working through here. The crumbled brick, the splintered wood, the twisted metal of these vehicles. It is really a process, as you talked about, that's going to take a long time. They have been rushing today because they understand the window of opportunity to save some of those who still may be alive is quickly closing. They have thankfully found some survivors today. On the other side of that, unfortunately, Sue, they've also added to the victim total here, now 119, and officials believe that number is going to climb.
Jay, over the last 20 minutes or so, we have been dipping into live coverage of tornadoes on the ground just outside of Oklahoma City. Storms are headed that way. Are people preparing for another round of what could be devastating tornadoes in that area?
Yeah, no question about that, Sue. In fact, this morning when the weather was much nicer, they actually warned citizens and then did a test of the tornado warning sirens. They wanted to make sure that all of that was still in place after the storms. It worked, thankfully. But they've also been very diligent about telling people, look, we've got more storms on the way, and you especially don't want to be in areas like this one with all of this debris, because once the winds pick up here, a lot of this is going to fly. It's going to be very dangerous, and they don't want more people hurt. There are already so many here injured. More than 600, we're told today.
Jay, where can people go to take cover?
Yeah, there are a couple of storm shelters here. There are schools that have made themselves available and places where people can hide. Most of those who have been displaced, most of the survivors who came from areas like this are staying with family and friends. This area understands tornadoes. They go through this every year, though they've never been through anything like this one. They will heed the advice, they will look for the warnings, and they will try to stay safe. No question about that. Jay
Gray reporting live from Joplin, Missouri tonight. Jay, thank you for your help. And we want to remind you, NBC Nightly News anchor Brian Williams and the rest of the Nightly News team, they're on the ground in Joplin for a second day now. They'll be there for 24-hour News 8 right after 24-hour News 8 at 6 on NBC Nightly News at 6:30.